Hey VC, it's Tim. So this video is my entry into Noble Records 7,000 subscribers contest. So I'll get right into it. The first question is your top three best finds up to this point, and so I'll start out with what I have on the turntable right now. Booker Irving, The Trance. This is on Prestige, and it came out in 1967. And this is a really good hard bop album. It has Jackie Byron on piano, Reggie Workman on bass, and Alan Dawson on drums. So, yeah, this is really the kind of jazz that I like. Is really good, straightforward hard bop. So yeah, there's that. The second one is The Awakening Mirage on Black Jazz Records. The Awakening was a band from Chicago. This album came out in 1973. And yeah, it's on the Black Jazz label, which is, kind of hard to find, I guess. But usually it's super expensive. The reason I bought this one is it was affordable enough. It was expensive, but I was able to afford it, and it wasn't as expensive as it is online. So that's why I got it. But yeah, this is some good soul jazz. And then I'll show the label because it's a white label promo. And yeah, there it is. So yeah, really cool record. And then the third best find is this album, Warm World of Wow Gilberto. And oh, excuse me. So anyways, this is not an expensive album, but this album just really turned me on to bossa nova, and I really like bossa nova a lot, but it's like I'm in Wisconsin, so it's like harder to find here. But this album is basically just a repackaging of his first album. So yeah, this came out when bossa nova was like really popular in the late 50s, early 60s. So yeah, that was a good one. So next question is the best song ever written. And I'm going to say that the best song ever written is the song Aquarius, Let the Sunshine In, by The Fifth Dimension. The Fifth Dimension didn't write it, but I think they do the best performance of it. And this is a performance where they do it live. It's a little bit longer than the album or single version. I do have the 45, but yeah, this album came out in 1971, and this was only $2 for a double album. It's in really good condition, but yeah, there's a gatefold and yeah, a rip there. That was getting the tag off, so yeah. But anyways, it's really cheap and really good. It's soul, psychedelic soul, if you're into that. So yeah, their albums are always cheap. Next question is, how do you keep track of your collection? And right now, I only have about 600 records, so they're kind of like scattered about with records that I listen to the most in the front. I am in desperate need of some shelves, but yeah, I just haven't bought them yet. I'll get around to that, but I'd rather spend money on records, but obviously it's important to take care of them, so yeah, I'll be getting on that soon. Anyways, next question is one record you would never sell, and that's this album, Them, Here Comes the Night. I believe this is their second album. The reason that I would never sell this album is because it was my mom's album before she even got married to my dad. So, and then there's her. She wrote her last name on the back, and yeah. So this one I'm definitely holding on to forever, and it's a really good album too. It's like kind of like the early Rolling Stones. If you don't know this one, yeah, and this album came out in 1965. All right, next question is favorite music or record documentary, and I'd have to say that my favorite music documentary is probably The Blues by Martin Scorsese, or the Jazz series by Ken Burns. I just like how those documentaries are produced, and they show the pictures and video and the way they narrate it. Yeah, so those are the kind of documentaries that I look for to watch if I can find them. If anyone knows any to recommend, let me know, because I'm always looking for new music documentaries, especially if they're on YouTube. Okay, next question is favorite record that I got as a gift. And that would be Kamasi Washington's first album, The Epic, which came out in 2015. And yeah, I actually got this album for Christmas this year. Luckily, it's on Amazon, so my parents were able to figure out how to order it. But yeah, this is definitely like really good for like contemporary spiritual jazz. I'd suggest it to anyone that is into that kind of thing and hasn't checked it out, but I'm sure a lot of people that know about this have already listened to it. But yeah, it's a really good album. All right, and then the last question is listening ritual. And usually for me, I mean, that depends on the time of day. If it's in the morning, I usually like to wake up and listen to some jazz. It's winter here where I'm at in Wisconsin now, so I feel like, I don't know, I like some smooth jazz or some bop or hard bop in the morning. And then usually at night I'll listen to some rock or some pop, something with some lyrics usually, although I do from time to time listen to jazz in the morning or at night. Basically I'll listen to whatever strikes my fancy or what I have on my mind at the time. But also, if you can see in the background here, I make paintings. This painting is from 2004. But I also listen to a lot of records when I make paintings, and it's kind of like one of those things that kind of adds fuel to the fire, because having like new records to listen to makes me want to like be here and paint. But I'll also like sometimes like just play some records and drink coffee and read some magazines or look at some comic books. But yeah, so anyways, that's my entry. So I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, take care. Thanks.